morning. My name is Matt Duffy. I'm the Public Safety, Public Information Officer for the City of Atlantic City. I want to thank everybody for coming here to discuss this very serious. Okay. To discuss very serious storm. I'd like to bring up the Honorable Mayor Marty Small to start off. Senior.
Take the mic. All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And it's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City. Can we say great day?
Great day.
Before I give the update on the storm, I would like to say go Vikings, as the Atlantic City Vikings boys basketball team plays for the Cal championship today. That's why I don't have on any city paraphernalia. But we wanted to call this press conference to inform the residents of the seriousness of this storm. We will get up to probably twice, if not 3 times, the amount of snow of last month's storm. I will be calling a state of emergency locally. The state of New Jersey hasn't declared it yet, but I'm sure that they will, as the coast, will get the brunt of this storm. Please take this storm seriously. All City of Atlantic City buildings will be closed for non-essential employees Monday. And depending on the amount that we get, I'm going to ask everyone to tune in to AC alerts, to the employees through our Everbridge system, emails, phone calls, and the city's social media page for further direction regarding Tuesday. So again, all City of Atlantic City buildings for non-essential employees will be closed. This storm is significant. Over the last couple of days, the totals have increased, and our professionals are getting into greater detail, from flooding to the snow and more. It will be blizzard-like conditions, so stay off the road. As a matter of fact, to the residents and the ones who complained the last storm about, quote, being plowed in, keep your cars off the road. They will be told. Let our great Public Works Department do their job. They cannot do their job with cars on the street. We're not just telling you this, we're providing you options as normal. The Wave parking garage will be open tomorrow until around noon Tuesday. And depending on the severity of the storm, we will work with our partners at CRDA to extend. In addition to the Wave parking garage, the Showboat parking garage will be open as well. So that should tell you about the intensity of this storm, that not only do we have one garage available, but we have 2. Take your cars to higher ground. Another issue. I'm going to say this clear, ladies and gentlemen. The City of Atlantic City is not responsible for your sidewalks. We heard a lot of chatter about people walking in the streets. Residents and businesses, please help us do our part. When we all work together, great things happen. The City of Atlantic City is not responsible for the sidewalks. And we encourage residents to not, I repeat, do not put snow in the street. Let us do our job. This is going to be a battle. So please pay attention for further updates, and the professionals will get into the nuts and bolts of all the detailed information. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Next, I'd like to bring up Fire Chief and Emergency Management Coordinator Scott Evans. Chief.
Thank you, Matt. I'd like to first start off by saying this is, we haven't seen a storm like this since 2016, Jonas. If we look back and we say, okay, well, what can we compare? What's about to hit us on Sunday evening into Monday? The closest thing we can look back to is Hurricane Jonas, which was 2016 of January, when we had a significant amount of floodwaters, in addition to heavy amounts of snow in blizzard-like conditions. So that, our community was affected in 2016, and we are definitely better prepared and have a lot more equipment, personnel, and we have a great plan. So for over the last week, we've been preparing all of our equipment and our resources. We've been coordinating all our departments, from police, the fire department, our EMS department, our public works department, the health and human services, and even L&I. We've been talking and coordinating and planning, making sure that the community is notified and aware of the pending storm, in addition to what action should take. So I'm going to go through what we could expect here in Atlantic City from the National Weather Service. Let me first start off by saying that the mayor declared, we are declaring a state of emergency here in the city, and we're looking forward to the governor hopefully declaring a state of emergency. And what that means is that means we want you to stay inside. We want you to stay off the streets, stay inside, depending upon how long the snow lasts. Let Public Works work all day throughout Sunday night into Monday. Let them do their plow, and we're going to hear from them in a minute. But we want everybody to stay home, stay off the streets, and stay in your house at least until Tuesday. So now, where we're at right now with this storm, okay, I want everybody just to please pay attention. And one thing I always like to say is make sure that everybody does have a weather source. Make sure that you're using, whether the weather apps you're using, whatever weather stations you watch or listen to, just have one, listen to it, and stay informed on the updates. As conditions could change. This storm, as we know, our low-pressure systems, these are similar hurricane conditions. This is not a hurricane, but it's very similar, a northeastern storm. We see some of the same characteristics. But one of the things I want to stress right now, or to begin to talk about, is the exact, right now we are under a blizzard warning, blizzard and winter storm warning. It's not that often you get under blizzard warnings, okay? We'll notice that our areas in orange here gives us our blizzard warnings compared to the winter storm warnings. This is a coastal. It's going to see the major effects, extreme effects, if you will, that we're going to see. So where we're at right now, we're under the warnings, and we're expected to go from Sunday morning all the way through Monday afternoon. We're going to see the effects of this storm all the way until possibly maybe even early Monday evening, depending upon how fast and the exact track of the storm. Some of the key things we also need people to be aware of is the wind conditions. There's a gale watch that is in effect for our coastal area. So as far as the overall impacts of what we're expecting here. Now, I want to blow this up just to let you see the difference between where we're at and what our major impacts are. We're between major and extreme impacts. Our extreme impacts come right down here to Atlantic City, okay, which is telling us extremely dangerous, impossible driving conditions. Travel is not advised. That's what we're telling you. Travel is not advised. The National Weather Service has put this out as of 7 a.m. this morning, and they will continue to update this. Okay, now, some of our expectations. Mayor spoke briefly. Yes, we are right here on the edge of the basically 18 to 24. Atlantic City's right here. So we're anywhere from 12 to 24 inches. So this is a pretty significant snowstorm for us. And I'm going to talk to you in a second about some other dangerous characteristics that we're going to see with this snowstorm. Okay, we're talking the heaviest snowfall between Sunday evening and Monday morning. The fortunate thing is this is all happening in the middle of the night when hopefully everybody's sleeping and nobody is on the roadways. Okay, now to go to the this chart right here. Okay, now. One of the significant impacts that we're going to see from this storm is going to be the wind. So I want you to get a good picture of the wind, because starting Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m., we're going to have wind starting around 33 gusts at 33 miles an hour. Gusts all the way up to 52, 53 miles an hour is what we're going to experience anywhere from midnight Monday, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Now, what
what classifies us as a blizzard is when the wind is blowing 35 miles an hour or more for 3 hours. We're going to be blowing for about 8 hours, more than 35 miles an hour. So what that's going to create are drifts, snow drifts. So we could see 5-6 foot snow drifts anywhere in Atlantic City. So that's why we're going to, again, advise everybody, stay home, do not go out, do not drive, let Public Works do their job, keep off the roads, so in the event of 911 calls, public agencies, the public safety agencies can get to the calls and help the people who need it the most. Okay. Here we're expecting the snow to start somewhere around 5, 6 o'clock, give or take a little bit. We're going to see some rain Sunday morning, then it's going to turn to snow, and snow is going to continue all the way. Snow is going to go all the way into Monday, and we're looking at about, over here, National Weather Service graphs are telling us it could potentially snow up to 6 p.m. Monday. It could. It's definitely going to snow until at least noon Monday, and it may continue on until 6, depending upon what the track is. Okay. Now, just another point to make out is that the National Weather Service tells us we have the blizzard warning in effect from 1 p.m. Sunday until 6 p.m. Monday. Those are some of the things we just talked about. So this is a real storm that's going to dramatically affect us. So again, we're going to ask you, please stay off the roadways. Now, in addition to the wind and the snow, we're going to have flooding. Okay, we are going to have flooding. We are going to see possibly reach up to 8 feet, which a normal tide for us is about 4.5 to 5 feet is a normal tide. So we're going to see up to 3 feet of water in some of our low-lying areas, which then is going to traverse into other areas. So this is for midnight Sunday. So midnight Sunday, if your street typically floods on our minor flooding events, please move your car. Mayor spoke about the parking garage, Showboat parking garage and the Wave parking garage. Move your vehicle to higher ground. Go to a parking garage. We can't stress that enough. If you live in one of our low-lying areas in the city, just move your car. And this should right now only be one tide. What we're looking at will be the midnight tide. So the next tide come Monday shouldn't be as bad, but we're going to watch it very closely as well. But we're going to ask people, please, move your car if you're in a low-lying area. A few other things I'd like to stress is, as we do with all storms, okay, stay informed. Make sure that you're signed up for AC alerts. You can go to the Atlantic City website, acnj.gov, and sign up for AC alerts. And that will give you the latest up-to-date information from the City of Atlantic City concerning, hazardous conditions, any other important emergency information that you might need to know. You're going to hear everybody, again, stay off the roadways. That's most important. In addition to that, you're still some time. You have still 24 hours before this starts. Make sure you have an emergency kit. Make sure that you have emergency supplies. Make sure that you have the extra blankets, you have the extra medicine, you have non-perishable goods, you have your medications. Make sure you have your extra cell phone batteries. Make sure everything is charged. Very, very important. Now, probably the last thing I'll leave you with is, and you're going to hear it again from other people, is when you do not put the snow in the street. Let Public Works clean the streets. Find areas on your property where you don't put the snow. And our Emergency Operations Center will be open starting tomorrow evening into the night, and we'll be monitoring and coordinating any emergency and public safety responses that's going to be needed. Thank you.
And as you can imagine, we'll definitely be under Code Blue. Our Health and Human Services staff as well as police officers will be at the rescue mission, so encourage anyone on the street to stay indoors.
Thank you, Mayor. Now I'd like to bring up Superintendent of the Department of Public Works, James Graham.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. So I would just like to start off by saying, as the chief said, it's going to be a very, very long and impactful storm. If we could just cooperate, stay off the streets, give Public Works a chance to do their job. Our key feature is, to keep the streets open and drivable for the residents, emergency personnel mainly. Hopefully there's driving restrictions and everybody will stay home. And we will get to you. I can promise you that. We have all our trucks on standby and ready to go, our full crews on standby and ready to go. We also have contractors that will be here helping us out through this storm. With this kind of snow, especially in the open areas, the lots, all uptown area, there's going to be blowing and drifting snow. We're going to do what we can to fight this, as we always do. We have the best Public Works crew in the country, as the mayor said. They'll fight it all night long. But towards the end of this, it's going to be very heavy, wet, drifting, blowing snow. So a lot of it's going to be machine work. We're fully prepared, have the equipment, manpower to do it. We will get to you. I asked the residents and the businesses, please do not put the snow in the streets. If you could just be courteous, we work together. Teamwork makes dream work. Just put it right where you can on the sides of the streets. Other than that, that's all I have on the Public Works end.
Thank you very much, Superintendent. Next, Chief of Police, James Sarkos. Chief.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Atlantic City Police Department has been working very closely with our partners at the Fire Department, the Office of Emergency Management, Public Works, and the City Administration regarding this pending emergency snowstorm. This is something everyone needs to take very seriously. Our inclement weather vehicles have been serviced and ready to go. That includes military surplus vehicles and four-wheel drive vehicles. As the mayor mentioned, there is a code blue in effect, and officers are available for transportation for those in need, the Atlantic City Rescue Mission. For our motorists, please do not drive during this snowstorm unless absolutely necessary. If it is absolutely necessary, and I mean in an emergency situation, you need to drive slowly and at appropriate speeds for the weather conditions. You leave extra space between vehicles, allowing yourself extra braking time, and need to avoid sudden movements. Brake, accelerate, and steer gently to avoid losing traction. And also, please clear all snow and ice from your vehicle before heading out. This includes your windshield, mirrors, lights, and roof. But again, if you do not have to drive, do not drive. For those of you coming to Atlantic City to enjoy what the casinos have to offer during the snowstorm, get here before the snowstorm. We are going to implement our snow emergency parking plan in accordance with ordinance number 243-32, which means there will be no parking during this snowstorm at the following locations: Atlantic Avenue, MLK, Ohio, Indiana, Melrose from Delaware Avenue to New Hampshire, Arctic Avenue and Gramercy Place, and Fairmont and Baltic Avenue. Again, no parking on those locations. So tomorrow, you need to get your vehicles out of those locations, utilize the Way parking garage, utilize the Showboat parking garage. We will be enforcing it. We will be towing vehicles. This allows Public Works to get there and to plow from curb to curb. So it's very important you do that because these are emergency routes that we use for emergency vehicles. I'm going to read it one more time. Atlantic Avenue, MLK, Ohio, Indiana, Melrose Avenue from Delaware to New Hampshire, Arctic and Gramercy Place, and Fairmont and Baltic. Again, no parking on either side of the street. And this remains in effect until after the snow has ceased and until the streets have been plowed sufficiently. Also, please look out for those who are in need, the elderly and the vulnerable populations who may need assistance. If you know anyone who needs assistance during the snowstorm, call communications at 609-347-5780. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Chief. Next, I'd like to bring up Councilmember George Crouch. Councilmember.
Good morning, residents. What I would like to bring forth is citizens of Atlantic City, be good citizens. As we know, we had a storm last month and people waited a little bit. That snow sat on the sidewalk and it froze, made it almost impossible to shovel up. So we're not asking anyone to go out during the storm, but immediately after the storm, please be a good citizen. Go out and shovel in front of your home, your property line. Our business owners in the city of Atlantic City, please shovel in front of your businesses. You almost crippled the city last month, with people walking in the streets, which was a very unsafe condition. So please be good citizens and good businesses. Shovel immediately after the storm to give citizens who have to walk places to walk, not in the middle of the street. also, again, it is imperative, especially in Ducktown area and all our little small streets, please get your vehicles off the streets. Public Works did an outstanding job last month. Let's make it easier for them. Get your vehicles off the street. We are providing free parking. Think about this. No shoveling snow off your car if it's in a garage. We're under a state of emergency. We all have to be good citizens, all good business partners. So please, listen to the warnings that we are giving you. Because it's real easy to complain that the city didn't do nothing when you didn't do your part. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. We also have Councilmember Kaleem Shabazz. Sir?
Thank you. I think today's united effort pulled together by the mayor and the chiefs show that the government in the city of Atlantic City is concerned and ready to meet whatever weather challenges we have. I associate myself with the remarks of Councilman Crouch and the mayor and everyone else. This is a time that we have to pull together and follow the instructions that we have gotten, the directions that we've gotten to make sure that we pull through this as safely as possible. I would just also encourage New Jersey Transit in conjunction with Public Works and the CRDA to make sure as soon as we are able to keep the bus stops clear. After this initial wave is over, people will have to go back and forth to work, and for people who are mobility challenged, those bus stops need to be cleared as possible, as soon as possible, so we can get the city moving back normal. Again, let me say that the council president asked me to let the citizens know that the council is united with the mayor and all of the departments to try to make this as easy as possible with less stress as possible on our citizens, our visitors, and our businesses. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
And before we get into the Q&A, just to wrap everything up, please listen to the warnings. One thing about this administration that no one will ever say is that you don't know. We over-communicate with you, and we are proud of that. Take advantage of all of our sources, not now, but right now. Go to www.acnj.gov, sign up for AC Alerts. Go to all of our social media pages, Atlantic City Gov, Instagram, X, and Facebook, and follow us to find out what's the latest and the greatest that's going on here in the great city of Atlantic City. This is going to be a big one. So let's all do our part. Heed to the warnings. Again, what I emphasize, your cars will be towed. Get them off the road. We have resources for you. The Wave parking garage. Now, Showboat parking garage. No shoveling in the street. Let's all be good neighbors. We are in this together. I'm going to say that again. We are in this together. And before we get into the Q&A, I would like to thank my son, Marty Boat Small Jr., for joining us this morning. Right, Bo? All right. So.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Any questions? Ted?
Chief Evans, for folks who, yeah, go ahead, Ted, listen. Just come on over to the mic, though. Yeah, go ahead. For folks who may not remember or are not familiar with what it can be like here along the coast, can you describe what really heavy blizzard-like conditions, winds of up to, gusting over 50 miles an hour, plus coastal flooding, what does that all look like at the same, when it's happening at the same time?
Yeah, this is the triple threat. We've experienced probably more than I'd like to, but it's dangerous condition. It's dangerous and hazardous, and like I said, we can't stress enough for people to stay inside. When you got temperatures that are 16 degrees and you have winds that are 35, 40 miles an hour, and you have snow coming down, you can't see. You're lucky if you can see 20 feet in front of you. I think we're calling for maybe a quarter of a mile less visibility right now. So you can't even see from street end to street end. So you're not going to be able to see. You're going to, anything exposed skin will be cold, freezing. Hypothermia can set in very quickly. The challenges that you're going to have, or we're going to have, clearing the roads, or so let's just say water will come up Sunday night in areas that are being plowed, some being plowed after, and then that's going to freeze again. So we're going to be experiencing some ice layers underneath the snow, which is going to be an additional challenge for Public Works as they are prepared with salt as they plow and lay salt down on top of the wet roadways, so to speak, that we're going to have. So, yeah, this is our triple threat. So again, we can't stress enough, stay home, stay outside, because it's dangerous. It'll be dangerous out there, especially if you're in them low-lying areas. Do not even go outside, because what you may be looking at is snow, maybe 6 inches of snow, but you could have 12 inches of frozen ice or water underneath. It could be very thin, and, you know, the slip and fall hazards are going to be enormous out there. So it's going to be, you know, dangerous and hazardous conditions for anybody out there.
Sounds like if you're driving, some points you might not even be able to tell if the street is flooded because the visibility is going to be.
You won't be able to tell it, I'll tell you, whether it's Melrose Avenue, Massachusetts Avenue, West End Avenue, Fairmont. I could go on and on, probably with a good 24 streets where we know we're going to get water and there will be snow on top of that. So you won't be able to see it until it's too late. Therefore, just please stay at home.
Next question. Anybody who's planning to make a trip to Atlantic City tomorrow, what would you say to them, Chief Evans, and what might we be looking at on Monday if we have these drifts that are, you know, that are as high as they're well managed?
So although this storm is going to have a high impact and it's going to be extremely hazardous, we do stress, stay indoors. Do not travel. If you're in a casino, you're in a hotel, stay there. Stay inside. Stay the extra night. You may need to stay 2 nights. Stay off the roads Monday. Stay Sunday, Monday night, go home Tuesday. So, you know, I often say, you know, some of the best places to be in you know, times like this is in a casino. You know, they have the food, they have the service, they have the staff, they have backup generators. So it's stay there. I would stress that it's a good place to be comfortable during a storm.
And Monday it's going to be, sounds like it's going to be tough too.
Yeah, Monday is probably the most important day for people to stay home. That's the day we're going to want you to stay off the streets, let Public Works do the job, let the roads leave the roads for the public safety agencies who may need to respond to 911 calls. The last thing we want to do is come down the street and see somebody's car stuck and I can't get a fire truck past. We can't get an ambulance past. You can't get a police car to respond to a 911 emergency. So that's why it's so important. Just to move your car, get off the roads, and stay off the roads throughout Monday.
Graham, it's already been a rough winter.
Yes.
How is the city doing with its supply of salt or whatever you guys need to use for melting?
We're 100% prepared for this. You know, we take the punches as they come, but our crews are home resting up now, and we're ready to fight it.
How's your inventory?
The inventory, all our vehicles, everything's up, running, ready to go. We had a few dents and bruises, as you do in every storm. They're all fixed. Everything's lined up, ready to go. Our supplies are right where we need them to be. The good thing about this is the temperature is going to come up afterwards, so it's going to help us.
As opposed to the last time?
Right, when it
Everything stayed
froze and
frozen.
stayed on the ground for 20 days, yes.
And I also want to reiterate as well, we didn't talk about it. We briefly spoke about the governor declaring a state of emergency, which I'm sure that will happen. But I do want to let you know, this is the local effort here. We're working behind the scenes with the county as well as the state. We spoke to the governor's office, who ensured us that we will have all the necessary tools from the state of New Jersey if needed. So I wanted to make sure that people knew that as well. This is not just a local effort, but it's a county-state effort as well.
Thank you, Mayor. Any other questions? Okay, thanks everyone for coming out. Be safe and stay off the roads. Have a good day.